Good morning. Chris Belflower, Independence Party candidate, State Senate, District 43, coming at you this morning. I got a little bit of drive time as I'm on my way up to Fargo, and my communications director, Justin, said that, Chris, when we put our videos together, we want a little raw footage, kind of natural, no scripted. And that's true. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that, I come from the heart when I talk, and this is about as natural as it gets. So, coming to you today, we're going to introduce our platform, or our primary platform, which we call our 3 non-negotiables. If you got a chance to listen to KTLK yesterday morning, I was on the radio with the morning show. Andrew Lee, a buddy of mine, had me on. We got to talk about the campaign a little bit. We got to talk about the Independence Party presidential candidate, Evan McMullen, and how he came across. But in our campaign section there, we talked again about our 3 non-negotiables. And these are 3 platform subjects that I am not going to waver on when it comes to my terms in office. I think these are 3 very important aspects of our platform that is going to help Minnesota and help continue to inspire our communities. The 3 non-negotiables are going to be our education reform. We need to make a little change there in order to help close some of the issues. We have economic improvement, not necessarily change or reform, because right now Minnesota's doing quite well. So we're going to work on things to improve Minnesota's economy. And then last thing is going to be our law enforcement and our first response support. So let me start off with talking about our first responder support there. Now, I have friends and family in all aspects and facets of law enforcement and first response. I have buddies in the law enforcement community. I have friends and family in the fire service, friends and family in the EMS, paramedics, first responders, and EMTs there. I also have a lot of family and friends in the military. We need to, as Minnesotans, we need to make sure that we are supporting them 110%. They give 110% just about every time they come out. Men and women are bravely sacrificing and putting their lives at risk, running into a dangerous situation when everybody else is running out. And we want to make sure that we give them all the tools and resources to be able to do their jobs effectively, efficiently, and safely. Now, what that's going to turn around and do is help with some of the issues that we're seeing out there, in the country and in communities today. By giving them the training and making sure that the training and the tools are there, we can help avoid some of the situations that may potentially arise. We're going to make sure that we empower them to be able to do their jobs and not have repercussions for calling somebody out. Making sure that they're looking out for themselves as well as looking out for their counterparts as well. So we want to support them, and that's something that I'm not going to waver on. We need to make sure we take care of those people that are serving and taking care of us on a day-to-day basis, making sure that I can go from point A to point B, walk around, outside, and not have to worry about something that's going to happen. The second aspect of our non-negotiables is, as I said, economic improvement. Again, Minnesota's doing pretty well when it comes to the economy when you compare it with the rest of the United States there. We just have this $900 to $2 billion budget surplus that A, nobody can figure out exactly what it is, but B, nobody knows what to do with this. Well, that's great, but we need to improve on some things. Minnesota is touted as the land of 10,000 lakes. It's also touted as the land of 10,001 taxes. A lot of 1 and 2 and 3 income homes that are having problems and struggles trying to make ends meet. We can fix that. We can make this better. we can put more money in, in the family's pockets versus our legislation or our government coffers. And how we do that is by lowering some of the taxes that we see out there. Lower or eliminate, if we can, income tax. Lower property tax. Lower Social Security taxes. Social Security taxes, families and our parents and grandparents have worked for years to build that up as part of their retirement. I forget when Social Security was implemented, but that was touted as setting up a retirement plan, for our generations, our older generations when they retired. We put money into that. Let's keep that. Why tax that? People have worked so hard to build that up and to work for that. If that's going to be a program that the government's going to supply, we don't need to tax it anymore. But we need to remove some of those taxes. Well, if we're going to remove taxes, though, we do need to increase income somewhere. And this is where our economic improvement plan comes into play. This is where we're going to look at Sunday sales of alcohol and vehicles. We're going to look at legalization, regulation of cannabis, hemp. There are so many other programs out there that we can generate income in before the rest of the country takes into effect. We want to be leaders in the country when it comes to Minnesota. I'm tired of being a follower. Governor Goofy right now is sitting there and, we're going to wait and see what happens with everybody else. There's a pie in front of us, and that pie may get bigger, but odds are it's not going to get bigger. So as other states start taking pieces of this pie, that leaves less pie for us to be able to be a part of. We need to be on the forefront of some of these programs in order to help bring in as much revenue as we can into the state, because once everybody else jumps on board, that pie's gone. And now we just get a sliver, and now the people that are in power will say, well, see, it doesn't work. Well, that's because we got behind the 8 ball. We need to be in front of that. We need to be leaders again. And we need to do what's best for Minnesota. And adding income, generations of income coming in will help alleviate some of the financial stresses that we are seeing fiscally. So some of that economic improvement there. And I'm not going to waver on that, because we can make things better for Minnesota families. And that's how we can do that. Now, again, as an Independence Party member, I don't expect everybody to agree with 100% of my platform. But if I can help you put money in your pocket by bringing in revenue other ways, hopefully that will help you. And we got some other issues there that we'll talk about later in other videos as I start to break down my platform more in depth for everybody to see what I plan on doing. And then the third is going to be our education reform. And this one needs to be changed. Right now, Minnesota has the largest achievement gap in the country, or one of the largest achievement gaps in the country. We have the largest achievement gap in the upper Midwest, and that's ridiculous. Our elected officials are putting policies out there that are screwing our kids and screwing our teachers. We need to make sure that we are putting policies in place to close that achievement gap. We're better than that. We're Minnesota. We shouldn't be having issues with graduation rates. We have some of the best educators in the country here. We have some of the best paying jobs here. Why are we having these problems getting these kids graduated? The kicker with this is our incumbent, our District 43 elected official is the chair of the Education Committee. And yet, over half of the schools in District 43 in our district are scoring in the lower half of the state rankings. And they're trending downward. That's ridiculous. That is uncalled for. You would think that our elected officials are protecting our kids and protecting our teachers, especially in the district, more so than anybody else. Well, I want to change that. Not that I want to give preferential treatment to District 43. However, we can change and we can set programs in place that are going to affect all of our schools and all of our educators equally. We're going to close that education gap, and we can do that. I'll talk more about the plans that we have in place, but we have proven plans around the country that have closed education gaps, and we're going to look at implementing them. And we're not going to spend millions of dollars on liberal research firms that do nothing but segregate and separate our students and create a system of victims. We're going to start implementing these programs that are going to empower our students to want to learn and empower our teachers to want to teach and to be able to teach without fear from the unions and fear from the boards and fear from the federal government. I want to fully support our 10th Amendment and separate our education system from the federal level and leave it on the state level and really start, again, being on the forefront of our education. And if we fix our education system, that is going to help our labor. That is going to help our operators. That is going to help our workforce and create a strong economy for Minnesota. Everything starts to intertwine at this point, and this is what we're going to do. So these are the three things that I'm going to unwaver from: education reform, economic improvement, and support for our law enforcement and other first responders. And so we'll touch base more on those as time comes on in the future videos. But with that, if you want to look for more information, please visit my website at chrisbelflower.com. That's CHRISBELFLOWER.com. You can shoot me an email at chris@chrisbelflower.com. My phone number, and you can give me a call. You can shoot me a text. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions if you want more information sooner than our next videos coming out. But I look forward to hearing from you. If you can do me one favor, though, I know I get a lot of support and a lot of people like my videos as we've been putting them out here. But do me one favor, just share it. If you just click share and share with your friends, let them see what we are going to be doing here for our state residents and my constituents when I get into office here. Let them see what's happening. Let them see what changes, and if there's any questions or concerns that they have, let them see, because I may not have direct contact with all of your friends, but if I challenge you here, if you can share it just once, that works for me. That's going to help me immensely. So I challenge you to share it, like it. I appreciate the support, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.